My daughter's a sophomore. Let's go Bucks.
Good. 5-star quarterback.
Don't encourage these guys.
I don't know.
I know you. I do. I can see it on your face. I'm like, no, we're coming.
Okay. All right.
Any updates on AG and Jokic?
No and no.
Easy.
Aaron is still out rehabbing, and Nicola was not at work today. Being with her family.
How was
All right,
practice
good
otherwise?
talking to you guys.
Way to slide in there, guys, right after I was done.
Oh no, practice was good. Yeah, it was. We showed a few clips from the Memphis game. I learned a long time ago. You never accept in victory what you wouldn't accept in defeat. And our transition defense that game was just. We gave up, I think, 9 points after made field goal. We made a shot, and they came down and scored. So our transition defense really has to improve. So he showed some of that. We got crushed on the glass. We gave up 2 free throw box outs, a big one late that led to us fouling a 3-point shooter. So regardless of Memphis or Dallas or the Lakers or Knicks, whoever we're playing, those are things that we have to be better at. But the energy was really good with the bodies that we did have available. Obviously, Vlatko, I just feel awful for him right now, kind of weighing our options to see what we can do with him, and he's listening to everything to make the best decision for him. As I told him, I want you to make the best decision for Vlatko. That's all that I care about right now. When I think about Vlatko, I think about the line we used to talk about when I was in college. If it wasn't for bad luck, he'd have no luck. That poor kid, every time he gets a chance, he plays well, he does his job. He's a glue guy, and I just feel so awful for him. I really do.
Just to confirm, is this like a season type of decision?
Not necessarily. It could go a couple of different ways. We're still gathering information, letting the knee calm down a little bit. So I don't want to get like doom and gloom, but obviously he's out for the foreseeable future, and I think he's got a couple of options that we can look at, and we and he will make that decision probably within the next week or so.
Is that decision going to be like a surgery or not a surgery, or different types of procedures?
Different options, yeah. Just not into all the details, but some different options will be on the table for Vlatko, and we'll try to educate him so he can make the best decision. And again, I just feel bad because you look at that game. Sometimes the stat sheet doesn't tell the whole story. Vlatko was great. I mean, the ball was moving. The center, the focal point of that unit out there, guarding. It's just. And I love the kid, and I feel awful that he suffered another injury that's going to require him to be out. Regardless of whatever decision he makes, he's going to be out for a little while.
Jokic,
no Luka obviously tomorrow. Means a lot of Kyrie. It was a lot of Kyrie last time we were here too. How do you begin to sort through how to get him defended?
Yeah, obviously Kyrie had 43 against us, made 6 of 8 threes. Hit some really tough shots, but also hit some shots that we just let him walk into. Great player. With no Luka, we can give him different looks, but they still have Clay. PJ Washington is back. Derek Lively is back. 2 guys that didn't play last time. And some of their other younger players, Quentin Grimes and Hardy, are playing better for them. So yeah, it'll be a hell of a challenge. Hopefully we can get a few of our guys back, but if not, it's always about going out there and bring the energy, bring the effort, bring the fight. I thought we did a much better job of that in Game 2 in Memphis than in Game 1.
With Jokic, do you try to stay in constant communication when he's out for a stretch like this, or is it just give him as much space kind of as he needs?
No, definitely always touching base, not to be overbearing, but my job as a coach is to I care about Natalia and their family. I care about Vlatko, so constantly calling and texting and communicating with all of our guys to see how they're doing and any updates, but not to the point where it's overbearing. But communication is always helpful, especially while guys are away from the team and out. And hopefully we can get Nicola back as soon as possible.
We've talked a lot about Jamal Murray stepping up in Nicola's absence and just kind of the waves of how he's been playing. How have you seen him grow through the years mentally in terms of the play?
Yeah, well, I think, the one thing that's always impressed me about Jamal is that I think physically and mentally he's a really tough kid. And that's why after that, in the first Memphis game, he came to me and we talked, and I could just sense his frustration and him being overly hard on himself. it's so easy to say, well, he's making a lot of money, he's trying. You know what I mean? It's never for a lack of effort. Jamal wants to be the best version of himself every night. So it's talking about it and me helping him and him helping himself to be the best player that he can be. And he did that in the second game in Memphis. But I think Jamal is aware, Micheal is aware that when Nicole is out, they have an opportunity and a responsibility to step up and help carry that load. And we saw that last game. But it wasn't just them. I felt we got contributions across the board. And when you have a 3-time MVP that's not available, it can't be just on Jamal and Micheal. You need the entire group to be rowing that boat in the same direction. And hopefully we can build off what we did in Memphis against a really good team coming in here tomorrow night.
How well do you feel guys like Julian, Peyton, and Christian understand their roles right now already?
That ball parenting by Jerron Holmes is really impressive, but yeah, I want to make sure I got you correct.
They understand what their role is and exactly what's expected of them right now.
Oh, I think they have a really good idea. I mean, it's Julian knows for him, it's, off that bench, he's a guy that's got he's playing a lot of minutes, and he's got to be a guy that produces for us. Like, he's got to be a scorer off the bench. What you love about Julian is he's not just a shooter, but we're third in the league right now in free throw attempts. We have a lot of guys getting downhill, and Julian's a big part of that. And we're also third in the league in rim attempts per game, and Julian gets to the cup. And then I think he also understands that it's not just about his offense, it's about his defense. I think with Peyton Watson, obviously he was coming off the bench, but now Aaron's been out for a while. He's been a starting power forward. And so whether he's starting or coming off the bench, he's going to guard the other team's best player. He's got to start his whole mindset with, how do I impact the game from a defensive mindset? How do I rebound? How do I get out and run? And then all the other stuff is gravy. The corner three, the moving without the ball, the finishing. But those guys have a pretty good idea of what is expected of them every night. And it's good to see them growing into that and becoming more and more consistent with that, which is, for me, Adam, is always the biggest challenge for any young player, is finding consistency. Can you do it every single night at a high level?
You know, the free throw attempts around here in recent years have been, how can we generate more of them? What has clicked so that now you guys are one of the best teams at getting to the free throw line and just over an off season?
Well, I would say that I think going into this year, we as a staff talked about how we cannot be a team that relies upon solely half-court execution. That is not our advantage. Our advantage we have, and getting Russ was a part of this discussion, where I think 6th in the league in pace of play, we've always been. And again, pace of play is no correlation between winning and losing. You have teams like Boston who are 26th in pace. You have other teams like Golden State, who's playing really well, who are top 5 in pace. So it's all kind of determined upon who you are as a team. But we knew getting a guy like Russ, we have to run, we have to play faster. So we're a top 5 transition team right now, which is helping generate free throw attempts, because now you're attacking in the open court. We have guys like Russ, CB, Julian, Peyton, Aaron, who are able to get by their guy and get to the rim and put pressure on the referees and the defense to generate free throw attempts. So I love the fact that we're getting those, because that allows you to set your defense and kind of control the tempo, and you're not just settling. We're making over 12 threes a game. We're shooting over 32. That 32 number can go up, but I don't want to sacrifice our rim attempts, our free throw attempts, because that's a huge part of your offensive efficiency as well.
Do you feel like you know how Russell Westbrook, Dario Saric, they're two such different stylistic players? Do you feel like you know how those two pieces fit together, or is that a thing you think is going to be a process?
I think it's a process. Obviously, at the beginning of the year, that second unit did not play well, and obviously I made the decision to change the rotation, and Dario was the guy. As I told you guys, and I told Dario, me doing that wasn't saying it was Dario's fault, but I was just something, let me start there. And that's what's been great with Nicole missing time for Dario to get back out there and play well. He has a huge three, and he's been playing well, rebounding, playmaking. And so now when we do get healthy and Nicole comes back, we have to revisit the Dario and Russ playing out there together, because it's something that we're going to have to use throughout the season. So I would say definitely a work in progress at the moment.
Thanks, Coach.
Speaking of, how active a role do you play in designing those shoes these days? Are like from the get-go?
Yeah. He's older though.
Yeah.
So. But yeah, always from top to bottom.
Which ones are you most proud of?
My first ones, just because I never even thought about having my own shoe, so getting an opportunity to get my own shoe, I was truly grateful for that opportunity to be able to, be one of the guys to get their own shoe.
Russ, what do you feel the team learned about itself over these last 3 games without Nicola?
I don't know. I hope that we learned that we need each other to win games, on offense and defense. It's going to take all of us to be able to win games regardless of who we're playing, the talent, and where we play at. But I think after last game, we know if we play the right way, play hard, and give ourselves a chance to win any basketball game.
How long do you think it takes role players to really understand their role when they're in a new role?
Sometimes 1 year, sometimes it's 10 years. I don't know. That's more of a personal choice, in my opinion. I think it depends on if you really bought into your role, and then click right away. Sometimes it takes guys a little longer, but hopefully, we understand. The main goal is to win a championship, so we all have roles and be able to doing that, and we all reap the benefits and we all win. So hopefully sooner than later, but I think it's kind of more of a personal choice.
Going back to the 200 career triple doubles for you, when you think about that number, what are you most proud of in that accomplishment?
The journey. I'm grateful for the journey. I know to the average person it seems made so easy. It's very talked about so easy now, but that always wasn't the case. So I'm grateful for the journey, the positive, the negative, all of it, because you set a standard of doing something consistently. People don't know how to react to it, and I love that. That's the best part of the journey, just being able to do things that hasn't been done. Constantly keep doing it. I'm grateful and blessed to be able to do this. The journey is great.
Did you see any of the memes or social media reaction to the penciled 200 machine?
I did. That's why I changed mine.
Speaking of your journey, Russ, people always ask, hey, what is Russell Westbrook really like? What's he like? Have you changed at all? Are you the same dude you were 10 years ago?
The problem with that is everybody want to know who I am. No offense to you guys, but the media has portrayed me to be somebody that I'm not. Unfortunately, but that's the world we live in. And I always stay true to myself, stay grounded, stay humble. And God's willing, I've been able to make it this far, not by accident. But I always stand on who I am, where I'm from. To me, everything else will take care of itself. Whatever the journey is, I'm always prepared for that. So.
You've also not felt the need to correct the media in any way, shape, or form. Why is that?
Why? There's no need to, man. I'm so, and I use this word covered, because God is, He didn't put me in this position to please or to appease other people or to be fake or to be politically correct, because that's not me. I'm a human. I'm thoughtful. I make mistakes. I'm happy. I have all human reactions like everybody else. And I think when people really understand that, they'll probably understand when I stop playing. They'll realize that we all make mistakes. You make mistakes. She makes mistakes. He makes mistakes. We all make them daily. Mine's is just a little more emphasized for some reasons. In my sleep. But I think it's just how the world and how the media likes to portray certain people in line of business. But I'm grateful for that journey, man. I really am, because I'm able to kind of embrace it, but also I don't really, excuse my language, I don't really give a fuck about it.
And in that light, do you think that you'll be way more appreciated after your career is over than now, when you look back at it?
Honestly, listen, I don't care about that neither. Like, I remember we had this conversation about legacy, and like people are like, oh, you don't win a championship, You don't, all NBA, like, all that to me is semantics. It's like I'm not like the media darling. The media votes for all NBA. So like if they don't like me, they're not gonna vote. Like it's not rocket science. That doesn't determine my value or what I bring to the game or what I use to this game to help and impact other people. To me, that's legacy. It's not how many championships you win. Yeah, for the basketball people, they say, well, he doesn't win. He's not top 5. Like nobody gets to make a decision on what rank I am. They're not the end all be all. They don't make the rules. One person make the rules. That's the man above. Everybody else, I don't really care about what rule, what it looks like or legacy or what, I just don't. That's why I don't care. Positively and respectfully, I don't care, and I keep moving forward and keep doing what I'm doing to impact other people, and I use this platform as long as I can to help other people. So.
At Media Day, among the things you said, one of them was, I'm here to push Jamal Murray to be the best version of himself. You know, how do you feel that is going, that responsibility of yours?
It's a process, man. It's not overnight. It's a process. Learning him as well, learning his habits and learning his things he's able and ability to do. And it's all a process, and part of my job is to be here, lead, talk to him, get into his brain, and make sure I push him each and every night to be the best he can be.
How vindicated do you feel by that tech you send it?
Yeah, I mean, I knew it wasn't a tech. I mean, you guys know if I'm gonna get a tech, I'm gonna earn it. So I'm not. I didn't say anything that one. So I'm happy that looked over and got a receipt and I give my money back. I keep it in my pocket now. So. Thanks,
Peyton, what do you think the team learned about itself over these 3 games without Micheal?
I think the team learned, for one, like how much responsibility it is to go in there and win ball games, especially shorthanded. Not having AG for a while now and then not having Nikola. So I think it was good for us, just to kind of step a little bit out of some of our roles a little bit and help the team win games in different ways. It forced other guys to step up and kind of be really involved. And that's going to help us down the road. Like, I think that depth and just staying healthy are the 2 main things that help teams win. So I'm glad that everybody got this opportunity, myself included.
You're an expert on the subject of blocking shots. What was your immediate reaction to Julian's block when it happened the other day?
I was trailing the play, and it was a sick block. I mean, just watching it the whole way through, like you could kind of tell that Arabia was going to wind up and try to dunk it. So big props to Julian for stepping up and putting his body on the line and going up and getting that. Definitely made me super proud. And like I said after the game, Katie, he got a piece slot step. So that was a good one.
Peyton, how happy are you about your start personally to this season?
I'm happy about it. Definitely not satisfied at all. The way I see it is that I feel like I'm a really, really good basketball player and I'm playing all right. So I got a lot more to come, a lot more to show. But for me, it's just about helping our team win games, and I'm glad that my productivity has been helpful in winning us some ball games.
Was it a challenge to stay patient over the first, 4 or 5 games of the season when you were kind of working into the rhythm of the game?
Yeah, it was super challenging to be patient. I'm not the most patient person to start. And 2, it's also just basketball is what it's the main thing in my life. It's the only thing I think about when I wake up in the morning and when I go to sleep. So for me, if that's not going well according to my standards and what I think is good for myself, then it definitely becomes hard to just process that all mentally. But thankfully I have some really good teammates and they just kept my head held high. No matter the situation, no matter how well or bad I play, they always keep me in good spirits. So I'm thankful to have this team around me.
I heard you say in the media that you guys wanted to change your mentality without Jokic. Is that something that anyone stood up in the locker room and just said to each other and took charge of, or was it just known and understood?
I mean, I definitely tried to stress the importance of it myself, just that our mentality has to change. I think for people to go out and say that, we're going to play the same no matter what, it's foolish because we run the ball through 1-5 every play down the court. So that's kind of, a huge difference. So for us, I think for mentality-wise, we have to be more aggressive. We have to be more willing to rely on each other and also just trusting each other. I think everybody here puts in the adequate work and comes in every day with their hard hat on. So I trust in every guy, 1 through 15, to come to play. So that's just what I was trying to touch on by saying our mentalities have to change, is that it's not the same. So why would we come into the game the same?
When you guys do get Aaron back, what are going to be sort of the most important keys for you in adapting back to
I think I'll be fine. I mean, I've established my rhythm. I think it'll be more than anything getting AG back in rhythm. Especially, this will be the most time he's missed since I've been here. I don't think he's ever missed this much time, and for a long time I thought AG was bulletproof. So it sucks not to have him, but when he gets back, we'll just be focused on trying to, you know, get him back to the elite level he was playing at before. So, I mean, for me, I don't think anything changes. Obviously, I'll be coming in the game off the bench, but that never changes my mentality. My mentality is to come in and kill it no matter what I'm asked to do. So, I'll be concerned.
Hey, can you take us inside some of the specifics of the work that you put in the offseason that's led to your three-point shooting starting off as good as it has?
Just the consistency and the work, honestly. You know, I have unwavering faith in the Lord above, and also in the work that I put in. So for me, it's just about going out there, being comfortable, and then the work allows me to feel like I'm always familiar with a ball in my hands, you know? I'm in here morning, night, before practice, after practice. So for me, it's just the familiarity of always feeling like I have some comfortability with the ball in my hands. So, you know, when you go through a 48-minute game and the ball's not in your hand most of the time, it's hard to just regain rhythm and kind of find the flow in the game. But for me, the work has really pushed me through, and just uplifting and positive words from my teammates.
What did the work look like? What's the shooting look like for you?
For me, I tend, and I'm not going to say I lose focus, but I'm young, and like sometimes if I shoot 5 shots, 4 of them will be good, and the 5th one I'll kick my leg and spin before it goes in or some dumb. So like for me, it was more about shooting a lot of shots and making them in a row. Like I'll have a challenge for myself. I got to make 5 or 7 in a row at a spot, and that's how I maintain my focus throughout my workouts. And I think that's how I've been able to find some consistency with shooting my jumper. It's forcing myself to make 5, 6, 7 in a row to where I have to shoot it perfectly every time. If I just tell myself, let's go in and get 10 makes, I might be just, like I said, doing dumb things. So I have creativity when I play. I love the game, and sometimes I go off the road a little bit, but just challenging myself to be consistent in my fundamentals. So then the makes in a row more so than total shots put up? Both are volume and shots in a row for me. But just reps all in all, that's what's good for me. I need to get up as many reps as I can. Yeah.
As you've worked your way into the rotation over your first few years in the league, has the game slowed down at all for you? And is that just something that's easy for us to say? Is that actually how it works, the speed? It really slows down?
Yeah, 100%. And it just, your mind moves slower. Your body moves the same speed. Like, you got to react within seconds in this game, but your mind slows down and you just become more comfortable. Like, I feel like in the game, I'm out there really, like I said, hooping. And that's one of the biggest transitions I wanted to make this year, was to go from playing basketball and playing a role to being a hooper. And that's something that I really feel like I've progressed with. And yeah, I mean, I think it's all about just slowing down, finding your own pace, finding your own rhythm. And it's definitely taking time, but it's definitely coming along.
One more.